Hello, good morning everyone. Well, good morning from Thursday the 9th of October 2025. I've just been walking two dogs. We're borrowing another one at the moment. And I was just reflecting on, of course, healthy masculinity versus unhealthy masculinity, but specifically the reality that I cannot convince anybody to care. I'm going to say that again. I can't convince anybody to care. Now, where this has really shown up quite powerfully for me is that, for example, when looking at something on a big scale, like what's going on in Gaza, whether looking at a local scale, like somebody being passed over for a promotion, you can bring data and facts to people, which is very much, that sort of masculine energy, evidence-based, practical, etc. But if there is an underdeveloped emotional literacy, an underdeveloped emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, curiosity, you can't move people. You can't move people to connect head, heart, gut. And I'm seeing it within business spaces in particular, and I'm reflecting on my approach to how I try and even start a conversation. Specifically, I've tried within business spaces all across the sector I'm part of and beyond to try and have a dialogue, not to blame, not to shame, but just to even start a conversation around joining a few dots that maybe we don't always join. So, regular business, for example, being part of global supply chains that ultimately do cause harm somewhere else in the world because of how that raw material is extracted or how that supply chain operates, or maybe how the sustainability rating is actually obscuring the realities of that harm, etc., etc. But I can find hardly anybody within business spaces to engage. And I'm just really, really clear that unhealthy, conditioned, unhealthy masculinity is a critical root cause. Because if we, in particular men, and men do still hold them, a lion's share of the powerful, influential positions within industry, if we can't allow ourselves to feel, if we push away any feeling of discomfort, of fear, of anxiety, of not sureness, where's the fertile ground for dialogue, exploration, co-creation, reimagining? It's just a conversation. It just isn't there. So yeah, just sharing this open reflection with you that you just can't convince people to care. And that comes from a lack of connecting head, heart, gut, unhealthy masculinity.